Marcus wiped down the marble countertop in the executive washroom, his weathered hands moving in practice circles. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of small moments to change lives, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness True Stories. Also, tell us in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? 10 years as a janitor at Helios Industries had taught him to be invisible. He preferred it that way. Invisible meant safe. Invisible meant he could pick up his daughter Emma from school on time, cook her dinner, help with homework, and tuck her into bed with a story. That was all that mattered now. Ever since cancer had taken his wife 3 years ago, the building hummed with its usual evening quiet. Most executives had left by 7, leaving behind coffee-stained mugs and crumpled papers. Marcus didn't mind. He found peace in restoring order, in making things clean again. It was simple work, honest work, and it let him be the father Emma needed. He was emptying trash bins on the 42nd floor when his phone buzzed. The screen showed an unknown number. Marcus almost ignored it, but something made him answer. A rapid stream of Dutch poured through the speaker. An elderly woman, her voice trembling with panic, explained that she'd found this number in her grandson's wallet. There had been an accident. She was at the hospital. She didn't speak English. She needed help. Marcus responded immediately in fluent Dutch, his voice calm and reassuring. He asked about her location, her grandson's condition, which hospital. As he spoke, he didn't notice the tall woman in the charcoal suit standing in the doorway of the corner office and frozen in place listening. Victoria Chen, CEO of Helios Industries, had returned for a forgotten file. She'd built her empire through ruthless efficiency and calculated decisions. People were assets, investments, numbers on spreadsheets. But something about the janitor speaking, gentle Dutch to a terrified stranger, made her pause. She listened as Marcus guided the woman through finding a hospital translator, as he calmed her fears, as he promised to call back in 20 minutes to check on her. When Marcus ended the call, he turned and nearly dropped his phone. Victoria Chen stood 3 feet away, her sharp eyes studying him with unnerving intensity. "I apologize, Miss Chen," Marcus said quickly, slipping his phone into his pocket. "Personal call. It won't happen again." "That was Dutch," Victoria said. "It wasn't a question." "Yes, ma'am. You speak Dutch." "I do." Victoria tilted her head slightly. "What else?" Marcus hesitated. "Spanish, French, German, Mandarin, Arabic, and I'm learning Portuguese. For Emma, my daughter. She's interested in Brazil." Victoria's expression didn't change, but something flickered behind her eyes. 10 languages. 11 if you count English, ma'am. "And you're a janitor?" Marcus straightened his shoulders. "I'm a father first. This job lets me be home for my daughter." "That's what matters." For a long moment, Victoria said nothing. Then she pulled out her phone and typed rapidly. "Tomorrow morning, my office, 8 o'clock. "Ma'am, my shift doesn't start until—" "You'll be paid for your time." 8 o'clock, Marcus." She walked away, heels clicking against marble, leaving Marcus standing in confused silence. He barely slept that night. Emma noticed his distraction over breakfast, her 8-year-old eyes too perceptive. "Daddy, are you worried?" she asked, milk mustache on her upper lip. "Just thinking, sweetheart." "About what?" Marcus smiled and wiped her lip with a napkin. "About how lucky I am to have you." At exactly 8 o'clock, Marcus stood outside Victoria's office in his cleanest shirt and only tie. Her assistant ushered him in without a word. The office was vast, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city, abstract art on the walls, everything cold and perfect. Victoria sat behind a desk that probably cost more than Marcus's annual salary. "Sit," she commanded. Marcus sat. "Helios Industries is expanding into global markets," Victoria began without preamble. "We're hemorrhaging money on translation, services and cultural consultants who don't understand our business. Yesterday, I watched you provide better crisis support in 2 minutes than our entire International Relations Department managed in 2 months during the Rotterdam incident." She slid a folder across the desk. "I'm creating a new position, Director of Global Communications and Cultural Integration. You'll oversee all international correspondence, manage our translation needs, and consult on cultural sensitivity for our foreign operations. The salary is here. She tapped the folder. Marcus opened it. His hands trembled slightly when he saw the number. It was more than triple his current income. It was life-changing money. College fund money. Security money. But he closed the folder and pushed it back. I can't. Victoria's eyebrow arched. Excuse me? My daughter needs me home by 4:30 every day. She needs dinner at 6. Homework help at 7. Bedtime at 8:30. I can't give her a father who's traveling internationally or working late. His voice was steady, but his heart hammered. I appreciate the offer more than you know, Miss Chen, but Emma has already lost her mother. She won't lose her father, too. Victoria leaned back in her chair, studying him with those calculating eyes. Then she did something Marcus had never seen in 10 years of working at Helios Industries. She smiled. Not a corporate smile. A real one. Counter-offer, she said.
Remote work.
Flexible hours. You work from home, set your own schedule around Emma's needs. Come to the office only for critical meetings scheduled around your availability. Company phone, computer, everything you need. And the salary stands. Marcus stared at her. I built this company from nothing. Victoria continued, her voice softer now. I sacrificed everything. Relationships, friendships, any semblance of a personal life. I told myself it was worth it. That success justified the cost. She looked out the window at the city below. Last year my mother died. I was in a board meeting. I didn't even leave to say goodbye. I told myself the deal was too important. She turned back to Marcus, and for the first time, he saw past the billionaire CEO to the person underneath. You know what matters, Marcus. You choose it every single day. I'm not asking you to sacrifice that. I'm asking you to bring that same integrity, that same priority on human connection, to how this company operates. We've forgotten that business is about people. You haven't. Marcus felt something shift in his chest. Why me, really? Because in 10 years you've been invisible in plain sight. Everyone sees the janitor. Nobody sees the man who speaks 11 languages, who helps strangers at hospitals, who puts his daughter first no matter what. I need someone who sees people the way you do. Someone who leads with humanity instead of spreadsheets. Marcus thought of Emma, of the life this could give her, of the example it would set. Not that money mattered most, but that you could maintain your values and still build something meaningful. I'll need to pick Emma up from school every day, he said. Non-negotiable. What else? Soccer practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Understood. And 2 weeks in summer for a real vacation. Somewhere she can practice her Portuguese. Victoria extended her hand across the desk. Deal. Marcus shook it and felt his life transform in that single gesture. 3 months later, Marcus sat in his home office, morning sunlight streaming through the window, successfully negotiating a partnership with a Brazilian firm while Emma did her homework at the kitchen table. His Spanish had saved a contract with a Mexican manufacturer. His Mandarin had smoothed tensions with a Shanghai supplier. His ability to truly listen, to understand not just words but people, had transformed Helios's international relations. But the real change was in Victoria herself. She started leaving by 6. She had dinner with old friends. She called her father every Sunday. In their weekly meetings, she asked Marcus not just about business, but about Emma's soccer games, about his language studies, about his life. You know what you did? Victoria asked him one afternoon, after he'd resolved a complex dispute with a German contractor. My job? Marcus replied. You reminded me why I started this company in the first place. Not to build an empire, to solve problems, to connect people, to make things better. She smiled, that real smile again. You didn't just change your life, Marcus. You changed mine too. That evening, Marcus picked Emma up from school as always. She climbed into the car, backpack bouncing, full of stories about her day. As he listened to her chatter, Marcus realized that success wasn't about titles, or corner offices, or billion-dollar deals. It was about this, coming home, being present, choosing love over everything else, and somehow, miraculously, he'd found a place where he could do both. Sometimes the people we overlook carry exactly the light the world needs. Sometimes the janitor is the one who teaches the billionaire what truly matters. Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness The choice to help a stranger or prioritize a daughter ripple outward in ways we never imagined. Marcus had spent years being invisible. Now he knew the truth. He'd always been seen by the people who mattered most, by his daughter, by himself, and finally, by someone who recognized that true leadership has nothing to do with power and everything to do with humanity. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you to see the overlooked, to value the ordinary, to believe in second chances and the power of choosing people over profit, please like, share, and subscribe to Kindness True Stories. Every story we share is a reminder that goodness still exists, that compassion still matters, and that sometimes the most extraordinary lives are hidden in the most ordinary moments. Join our community. Spread the light, because kindness changes everything.